just a very basic question. Where can we Catholics and Christians find truth about the faith? Let me just give you an example. It's nothing to do with essentially with the faith. But this past weekend, I had access to a book being used in the public schools, maybe it's used in the Catholic schools too, on American history. It's completely revisionism, completely false. I mean, I've read paragraph after paragraph, and I'm sure the author may have been intentionally sincere, but where I think we see ourselves living in an intellectual dark ages. Things about World War II, about the Revolutionary War, whatnot, they were absolutely false.
I think I know what you're referring to. There is a shallowness in the approach to these things, history and religion and catechism and everything. We're just skimming the surface of things.
Exactly.
That's all we're doing. And where can you find it? God, I don't. I know I try to give it in my sermons. I try to give it in my classes. I try to give it in my instructions. I'm sure that Father's doing the same thing. You are doing it through your apostolate and everything, you know. But, well, catechisms like Father Hardin's.
But what's the source then? The popes are...
The Pope. I'm telling the people, I'm telling the people all the time, he says, how are you going to know you're still in the church if you're with the Pope? Mm-hmm. And if a bishop disagrees with the Pope, that bishop is not one that you follow then. Only those who are truly in union with him. I think that's the only place we're going to be able to get our truth, our certainty, huh?
St. Ambrose said that in the 4th century.
Exactly.
Ibi Petrus, ubi Petrus, ibi Ecclesia.
That's right.
Where Peter, the Pope is, there's where the church is.
That's right.
And, so I lost my
Well, I think this is true, because we are, the Pope is saying so much today in this whole area, and it's funny, everywhere he's placing so much emphasis on parents teaching their children, of lay organizations getting involved in teaching the faith to the masses, and taking the responsibilities of realizing that the whole seed of vocations is going to come from good families, and the emphasis on the Eucharist and Our Lady that he places.
But he is saying all those things, Jerry, but it's not filtering down.
That's right.
In other words, I haven't seen anybody, our bishops, at least I haven't seen any real push for the latest encyclical on the family, which is a magnificent encyclical.
Right.
But, was this mailed out to all the priests in the United States? Was this, I think the average person knows what he has read about it in excerpts from popular news magazines, but has never had it explained or never read it.
Well, it talks about sex education there, and it says explicitly the parent is to run it. Even if the school's involved, the parent must control it.
Certainly.
And now we're being told in schools, well, parents, if you don't want your child in it, they can step out of the class and humiliate that child.
Sure, that is not the answer.
And that is, and it's just been devastating. And the Holy Father really made it so clear in that specific area, all the area of education, but he specifically singled out sex education because it is so important.
There's a point there, though, too, and I think there's a natural sense of hesitation on the part of our young people, which I think is being overlooked and overridden. If sometimes out of necessity I have to be just a little bit more frank, for instance, in explaining some of the basic ideas behind the 6th commandment, there's a reaction in a mixed group of embarrassment. And I think that's a natural modesty there that maybe people are infringing upon, and I don't think that they should be slammed with that every time they turn
demoralization.
And they don't, and without getting the sense of being taught the morality of it at the same time.
We should be teaching chastity.
That's exactly.
When is the last time you heard the word chastity or sermon on chastity? That's what the children need. The biological facts can be taught in an hour or a half hour. But the fact of chastity, which is not a virtue that says no. Chastity is a virtue that controls something that is good.
It's very positive.
It's very positive. And Father Hardin said he was